guys, my name is Trinh and today I'm filming a video that's a little bit different from the other videos. So this video will be called How I Became a Shadowhunter Trash. This is the best title I could come up with. I was thinking of like my journey with the Shadowhunter Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, and I was like, holy shit, let's do a video about this topic because I have a lot to say apparently. So I'm not gonna lie, I feel like my mind will be all over the place because I don't have notes. I usually have notes, but I'm lazy, so we're just gonna wing it and hopefully my memory will be correct because I'm just gonna tell you how I discovered those Shadowhunter Chronicles, why I read those books, and how those books have changed my life for the better, because I have like a long history with the Shadowhunter Chronicles. It's not really bad, but it's a really long history, so let's get started. At the very beginning of 2013, I was on Instagram and my friend, she took a picture of City of Bones in paperback and she put it on her account, and she said that she was very excited to read that book, and that was like around the time when I was trying to read more. So when I saw that picture of City of Bones on my feed, I was like, holy shit, let me check out that book, because I think this is like around the time when the book series was getting a little bit popular because the movie was coming out like in the fall of 2013. So I read the book. I read City of Bones in the beginning of 2013. I believe it's like in January, and from my shitty memory, I think it took me like almost a month to read that book because it's a pretty thick book considering it's only like the first book of like a series. It's like roughly 500 pages, I believe. I'm right or not, I don't know, but yeah, it took me a long time to read that book, but I don't remember my initial reaction. I guess I bought the second book. I bought City of Ashes, but I didn't read the second book of TMI until like the summer of 2013. So I took like a huge break. Like I said, I was not a big reader, so I didn't read every day, but I did read City of Bones and I was trying to continue with the series. So that summer I went back to Vietnam with my mom, and I did bring like a few books with me. If I remember correctly, I brought City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare, but then I also brought, what's it called, The Power of Six by Pittacus Lore, something like that. So yes, I read City of Ashes that summer, and let me tell you, I finished that book in 4 days. I think that's like the fastest I've ever read. After I read the book, I was like, holy shit, like I need the third book. I need to continue with this series. But of course that was impossible because I was in Vietnam, and I'm pretty sure back then they did not have the modern instruments in English at all. Well, now they do, like 5 years later, now they do in Vietnam, but back then I don't think so, because I was trying to go to different bookstores and I was like asking like, hey, do you have this book? And they're like, no, we don't. I was in Vietnam for a month and I was so impatient because I needed City of Glass and I needed to continue the series. When I got back to the States, I kid you not, literally like the next day, like the day after I got back, I went to Walmart to buy City of Glass in paperback. Yeah, I still have those books because I'm never getting rid of them, because it brings me back to like that memory of me being so excited for a book series and needing to get the rest as soon as I can. Just someone walking. Okay, cool. So yes, I got City of Glass, I read it, I was like, holy shit. And then I read City of Fallen Angels and then City of Lost Souls. So I read TMI, or like the first 5 books of TMI, as soon as I can, because back then I did not know that it's best to read the books in publication order. That was not a thing that was told to me, you know. And then after I read TMI, I read the Infernal Devices trilogy. I read Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and then Clockwork Princess. Yeah, that's basically it as of 2013. Wait, I have more things to say, I forgot. If you don't know, I've spoken about this, but City of Ashes has a very, very special place in my heart because it's the book that got me into reading. It got me very excited to continue with the book series, but then also it's the book that made me read a lot for fun, because I have discovered that reading can be fun. Like if you read a really good book, it consumes your life and it makes you very excited, and that's how I felt for like a lot of the books I've read over the past years or so. But then not just that, City of Ashes was the book that got me into BookTube because I needed to talk about this book with someone. So I searched up on YouTube and I found Christine from Pulling Bananas Books. I found her video on City of Ashes and I watched her video and it was like, holy shit, like there's a community of people who loves reading, who loves books, and who loves all these things. Like, wow, I did not know that. So I watched so many booktube videos in 2013 and it was like the peak of my life because it's such a wonderful place to just watch videos of people talking about the books that you just read and love. And I have never found that when I read like The Hunger Games back in 2012. Like, I did not look up The Hunger Games on YouTube because I didn't know that booktube exists, like I said, until 2013. So yeah, City of Ashes, it will always have a special place in my heart. It's the book that no one gives a shit about when it comes to TMI, but it's my favorite book of the More Instrument series, which is like a very unpopular opinion because I know people do not like that book, but I love that book because I do like the plot. I like where it was going, but then I also like the fact that it means so much to me back in 2013. But not just that, I remember the movie City of Bones coming out in the fall of 2013 and I saw it, you know, at the theaters with my friend. And I remember being like, what the hell is this? I mean, the beginning was good. That's the thing. Like, I feel like they have a lot of potential, but then the end was just bad. It was just something that I remember definitely because, you know, I saw that movie when it came out. I remember being very excited because it's a book to movie adaptation of City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. And of course, you know, things didn't work out, but at least I can still remember that part of my Shadowhunter journey. So 2014 came, and if you don't know, City of Heavenly Fire came out, and it was like the book that I was so excited for because it is the last and final book of the More Instrument series. So of course it was a big deal because after reading Clockwork Princess, you needed to read City of Heavenly Fire because the timeline meets up towards the end. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. It was like my first time pre-ordering the book. I didn't really know what to do, I'm not gonna lie, so I had like my mom do it for me because like she had a credit card and I didn't because I was only in high school. But I do have a picture and I will put it up here. I have a picture of me being very excited to get that book in the mail because I was waiting for that package to come to my house for so long. I think I had to wait for like a week, which was ridiculous. Like, Barnes & Noble, get your shit together. So I read City of Heavenly Fire when it came out back in 2014. I finished it, I loved it, it was so good. In 2015, I read The Bane Chronicles. I read like the full bind up, like the hardcover version. It was my first time reading that, so I didn't love it as much, but like, let me tell you, I love that book. It was amazing. And then also, it was when like Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy, like the novellas was coming out, and I did not really read those books. So this is around the time when my love for the Shadowhunter Chronicles kind of fell apart, honestly. It's not because they suck, it's just that I've read so many books since then. I feel like distancing myself from that. So when Lady Midnight came out in 2016, I didn't even read that book, which was like a mistake. If you don't know, that is the first book of the Dark Artifices trilogy. So Cassandra Clare, you know, came out with a new series, and I believe when like the announcement came out, people were critiquing her of doing the same shit over and over again because she's coming out with like another series but in like the same world. Like, what the hell is that about? And I feel dumb for listening to those people. Like, I actually was like, yeah, like, why can't she write about something else? Why is it the same characters over and over again? First of all, pass Trin, you piece of shit. It's not the same thing over and over again. It's a different series with different characters, with a different location, different plot, different villains. It's completely different, and it's not even a bad different. It's like a good different. Like I said, I didn't read Lady Midnight when it came out in 2016, and then Lord of Shadows came out in 2017. I didn't even read it because I didn't read Lady Midnight. So yeah, and then the beginning of 2018 happened, and I was planning to reread the books because I found out that Queen of Air and Darkness came out in December of 2018. So it gave me like 11 months to reread the entire Shadowhunter Chronicles. But then this angel from above, her name is Emma Books, she came down on, you know, the world, and she was like, hey, I'm doing a year-long readathon in 2018. You can join. I'm basically rereading the Shadowhunter Chronicles in publication order. So I follow her instruction and I basically read the books in publication order, and it's been so much fun. So now we're talking about 2018, obviously. So like I said, the beginning of 2018, I reread the Shadowhunter Chronicles, and in February, I think it was on my birthday, I was on Emma Book's channel because we talk about City of Ashes, and oh my god, that was like an amazing day because yes, it was the day I turned 20, but it was also like the day that I talk about the book that means so much to me on Emma Book's YouTube channel. And Emma Books, I love her so damn much. Like I said, it means so much to me. Like that was like one of the best days of my entire life. Ever since then, the Shadowhunter Chronicles has been everything to me. Like I have fallen in love with this series all over again. And let me tell you, reading these books in publication order is so important because I have come to appreciate these books so much more. Like no wonder Cassandra Clare really recommends reading these books in publication order because they are published in a certain way for a very good reason. So yes, I reread TMI, I reread TID, I reread the Bane Chronicles, and then I read Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy, Lady Midnight, Lord of Shadows, and Queen of Air and Darkness for the first time in 2018. And it's been so much fun since then. Like this series means so much to me, like more than I realized. As I'm rereading these books, I've come to the realization that the Infernal Devices trilogy is my favorite series of all time. Like I said, these books mean so much to me because they pushed me to read back in 2013, especially City of Ashes. And then in 2018, when I reread these books and then read her newest books, I have seen Cassandra Clare grow so much as an author, as a writer, because she really has outdone herself. Her books are diverse, and that is not a word that I use loosely because when it comes to books that are diverse, the characters who are marginalized must be represented well. The people of color, the people from the LGBTQIAP plus community, the people who have disabilities, etc., because there are so many, they must be represented well in order for me to call that book diverse. Cassandra Clare's books are diverse, especially the books in the Dark Artifices trilogy, because she has really put in a lot of effort to make sure that all of the characters are represented well, and they are part of the plot. Like they're very important. They're not just side characters, you know. We don't always focus on the main characters, we also focus on so many other characters in the Dark Artifices trilogy, and I love her so much for that. Like I said, she has outdone herself when it comes to the Dark Artifices trilogy because it's so fantastic. So I think that's basically it for my video because my throat hurts like a bitch and I just want to wrap this up. But that's about it. It's just me coming to the realization that this book series means so much to me. Like I have so many copies of the Shadowhunter Chronicles. I don't mind, you know, having multiple copies of these books because they do play a huge part in my life. They have made me a reader, they have made me become a better person, they have made me appreciate literature so much more. Like I've always loved reading and literature, but this is just something different, and I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate having these books in my life because like I said, they have changed me for the better. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.